गुड मॉर्निंग, सत श्री अकाल, नमस्कार एंड आदाब। आज मेरी पिछली वीडियो से रिलेटेड ही हम एक टॉपिक पे डिस्कशन करेंगे। व्हाट इज द राइट बैलेंस विद इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया? सो वी विल डिस्कस something like this today, which is a very generalized topic, and most of us, sometimes get disturbed as the Constitution of India give us these rights. So let's talk of the Constitution. Constitution begins with the preamble reminding ourselves of our aims and objectives. Every now and then will help us to keep this course. I hope so. We the people of India, having solemnly resolved to the Constitution of India into a sovereign socialist, secular democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constitution Assembly, 26th November 1949, we do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves the constitutions. Now we, the inhabitants of these 57 cantonments, civilization, have always strove to strike a balance between working and resting, reporting and judging, befriending and avoiding, warmth and coldness, speech and expression, joy and frustration, and many intermingled aspects of our daily life and social life. Please, friends, listen to what I just said. Interpret it. This is how we people have been living in these cantonments. If we are happy, at the same time we are with sorrow. So what is the right balance? It cannot be constant, as it depends as much on time and age and as on person's temperament, attitude and disposition. No one has been able to find it, and nobody can claim that he or she did everything right in life without displeasing anyone, including me. So we inhabitants of 57 cantonments must remember that we come under special laws within the cantonment boundary pillars, subjected to the three presidencies independently: Bengal, Bombay and Madras during the British era. Later the fourth was the Punjab area. So these laws, which were made by the Britishers way back from 1780 or 1760, have never been adduced in totality in any of the courts. I was reading the judgment of 1865. I was reading the judgment of 2015 of Pesci Glacier. Huge difference. We don't have those pleadings. After all those problems of being bashed by the men in uniform, assimilated these books, trying to adduce all this evidence from various law books, put them in one form. For whom? For the incumbent 57 cantonments and some 2,900 old grant bungalows, as per a report of S.K. Bose committee, and some 21,000 old grant bungalows in civil area. So this is such an amazing travesty, misinterpretation of laws of the land. Is it being heard by the various courts in independent India? No. because our advocates do not know the facts and truth. So who will actually come forward and educate the courts or lead these evidences, get issues made, so that tomorrow the Ministry of Defence or their representatives in the form of executives are able to educate the system up, that people down below are getting educated and they are leading evidences on this issue. They are getting issues made on this. Our advocates would simply get an issue made whether I am the owner of the bungalow or not. That's not the issue. We must read the 1865 Robinson versus British Army judgment. We must read the Pesce Enclasia judgment of 2015 and not the Supreme Court judgments if it doesn't speak of everything. Get their lower court orders. Dig into their evidence. Dig into what issues they got made. Then talk to your advocates. So there's a huge list of issues to be made. So, before we spill the beans in the Honorable Supreme Court, I will like the Ministry of Defence or Prime Minister to watch or get to these videos and see that we are all set to fight it out with these laws in place. I know it's going to be very expensive. I know it's going to be very time consuming. But this time we will make sure the Ministry of Defence is to answer to all these questions in the court. What are military boundary pillars? What are cantonment boundary pillars? What were GGO grants? What were fixed size grants? What were old grants? What were new grants? So we can do it. But before that, let's look up to our legislatures, our MLAs, our MPs. Come on, every 57 cantonment, we have people who support A and B MPs. Call them, let's have a meeting, not only of the winning MP, let's have even of the losing MP who was an ex-MP. Let all sit together. Then we can come to a conclusion, because let's have a conference in the Constitution Club of exclusively of the winning and losing MPs. Because we are not a fight between two governments or two things. We are one nation. Whether A government rules us, whether B government rules us, ultimately it is the Ministry of Defence which is going to restrict to our all demands. So that is our army. It is not an army of Pakistan or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka. It is my army. Those men are me, myself. So where does that army feels that we are not going to stand with them? We will stand with them. But we want a dignity. We want a right balance. Friends, I will once again say, we are old grants converted into new grants. We are nowhere a grant of GGO 179 or a military grant. Please call me up, talk to me, let your advocates talk to me. Let's get educated on this subject. Thank you. Good day.